Hi, my name is Robert Ferguson, and first of all, I just want to thank you for taking approximately 10 minutes out of your busy day to watch this quick video about this new lead generation system for realtors. This is absolutely going to differentiate you and help you list and sell more homes. Now, I'm a local mobile and social media specialist, and I help real estate agencies and local business owners increase the effectiveness of their existing print advertising through the use of mobile marketing and social media. I also happen to be a local expert at SEO, web design, Facebook fan page design, and several other areas of social media viral marketing. However, with that said, this is about none of that. Let me ask you a question. If I could show you how to implement this killer lead generation system that will make you stand out from other realtors and help you generate substantially more leads that result in listing and selling more homes over the next 30, 60, or 90 days, how much would something like this be worth to your business? Now please take a moment and think about that question. However, regardless of whether you sell $100,000 homes or $1 million homes, having a system like this would be priceless, and realtors all over the USA right now are looking for that silver bullet to help them differentiate themselves from the hundreds of other local realtors in their local marketplace. Well, you don't have to worry, because the fact of the matter is what I'm about to show you will be the cheapest lead generation system and the most effective customer acquisition system that you've ever used. Furthermore, you don't have to worry because it's very easy to implement, and nobody's really doing this right now. So you have the opportunity to integrate this cutting-edge solution into your business and outsell other realtors in your local market. Now I'd like to show you an ad from a local realtor that I clipped out of the August issue of Lifestyle and Homes magazine in my local area here. And I could have picked any ad, so I'm not picking on this particular realtor. In fact, this ad is from Mike Cedar, and according to his reputation, he's consistently been a RE/MAX top producer and has been awarded #1 agent in Texas and #1 in the USA. However, what I'm going to show you is something that even top producers like Mike can implement and help him sell more homes. So again, I know this is not your advertisement, but please keep in mind that what I'm about to show you works with any print ad in any magazine or any direct mail piece. It would literally take me weeks to create a unique custom video for each real estate firms. So as a result, I have to use a generic ad, and you have to use your imagination. And just imagine that we're working with your ad here. So looking at the ad, my first question is, as I look through the ad, one of the things that I see here is the telephone number is actually the telephone number on the website, and the telephone number that's the same ads being used on multiple magazine subscriptions. So my first question is, do you think this realtor knows how effective this ad is for them? Do they know how many calls are being generated and what is the exact return on investment for this particular advertising spend? What if I could show you a way you could assign a call tracking number to this ad or any ad that you have and get reports each week on how many calls are being generated, and you'd have the ability to not only track the calls each day, week, or month, you could also record the calls and review how well your staff is handling incoming leads. Do you think this is something that could better analyze your advertising budget? Sometimes we find out that an ad is actually producing the calls, but the person handling the incoming leads could use a little coaching to help move the sale along more effectively. Well, while call tracking is very important, this is not the main reason I've actually created this video for you today. We do have a complete call tracking system that we can also leverage as part of our overall solution, and it can do all that I just mentioned. My real question is, what if when someone picked up this magazine, and remember, we're using our imagination here, and this is your ad. What if when they viewed your ad and they just happened to be in the market for a new home, what if the moment they were looking at your print ad, you knew about it? You knew their phone number, and you had the ability to instantly reach out to them and engage in an interactive conversation about the home they're interested in and the real estate services that you offer. Now, obviously, you can understand how powerful it will be to be able to interact with this potential home buyer the moment they're expressing an interest in your property listing. Well, that is exactly the lead generation system we put together for you. And as I previously stated, it's going to be the cheapest form of advertising because we just make a small modification to your existing ad. And as I stated, it's going to be the most effective lead generation and customer acquisition system that you've ever used. Now remember, we don't know where the prospect is at the moment they're looking at your ad. They may be at home, they may be at Starbucks having a cup of coffee. We just don't know where they are and if they're close to a computer. But what we do know is their cell phone is within reaching distance. In fact, I would submit that your cell phone is within a few feet from you right now as well. So let me walk you through how this works. So take a close look at this existing ad. This is the ad before we make any changes. And here's the ad after we made a slight modification. Now as you can see, we actually created this small little call to action section in the ad. We simply just shrank the top section just a bit to make room for this call to action section. And we can customize this ad any way you like to make sure it blends properly with your fonts. And this is just an example to show you how this actually works. In this case, what we're doing is we're adding a call to action that says we're going to text a particular number or a keyword to a number to watch an instant virtual tour on a mobile phone device. In this case, we're using the MLS number and we're telling them to text 751-34147 to the telephone number 281-724-3601 to watch the instant virtual tour on a mobile phone. Now you can do this right now to see how this works. If you want to pause the video and actually do this, you'll get the link and you'll actually see how this actually works. Now before I go into the system itself and how it works, I want to talk about the word instant. I use the word instant virtual tour because when people use the word instant, they automatically assume they're going to get an automated reply. Because of this, they're more apt to complete the call to action because they don't think they're going to have to talk to a salesperson just to find out some information about the home. And in fact, they are correct. What makes my system so different, so unique, and so powerful is I've integrated with an existing ad by simply adding this call to action. And essentially, we're converting an ordinary print ad into a high-gravity customer acquisition system. Now keep in mind that you don't have to do anything but add this new tagline with your ad, and our system does the rest. It really is that simple. You add the call to action, and instantly you have yourself a killer lead generation system. Okay, so back to the process. The potential customer, or should I say the home buyer, texts the keyword, in this case the MLS number, to a number. Now we can assign a unique number and we can use unique keywords here, any keyword you want. It just so happens that MLS numbers work best because they are indeed unique. So let's look at an example of what happens. So here is just an example of what they would receive once they take that call to action. They get a message like this on their phone. Here's the virtual tour you requested, and it's got a link. Please click the link above to watch now. Reply stop to quit. We have to put reply stop to quit in all messages because we have to give them a way to get off this list if they want to get off the list. But the important part here is the link. So they click on the link and they can watch the video. Now if you don't have a video or a virtual tour for each property, we can help with this. It's pretty easy to create a featured video and upload to a branded YouTube channel. And if you don't have this, this is really something that you do need for your business moving forward. We can talk more about this and how we can help create a few videos for you. It may be a bit more work on the front end, but think about when you're positioning a new homeowner to actually list a home. Think of how your system is going to be so unique compared to other realtors out there, and it's actually going to help you list more homes and differentiate you against the other realtors out there. You and I both know that homeowners want to work with realtors that think outside the box. They're going to figure out ways to sell their home fast. Now for this particular example, we could not find an existing virtual tour for the home that we're going to demo here. So we took the liberty to create one because we actually are trying to earn Mike Cedars' business and we wanted to show him the type of professional videos that we can actually create. So let's take a moment and let's actually watch the virtual tour so we can follow along the process here. Now, the moment they request the link to watch the virtual tour, they're added to an SMS text marketing list. Once you start building this list, you can send SMS broadcast messages about new listings, coupon offers, etc. Think about once this list actually grows to a couple of thousand users, and you have the ability to send out an SMS text broadcast to your list. To give an example of what you can do with this, think about teaming with like a home warranty provider and being able to cross-sell their products and services and send out a broadcast to your entire list about the products and services they offer. You get the point here, but you can send out whatever you want, whenever you want, to your list. And your customers are only one broadcast away. Now, there are some best practices to follow in order to maintain a list. We want to make sure you're not abusing the list because people will just opt out. And we'll show you all of that as we move forward together. Now, many of you already understand the power of mobile as you're already using QR codes in some of your existing print ads. And you wouldn't be using these QR codes if you didn't already understand how powerful mobile marketing is. For those of you that are not using QR codes, it's just a unique graphic that can be scanned with a mobile phone device. It allows you to redirect to a particular location. Now, I would like to say that if you're going to use QR codes, it's best to direct that client to a mobile optimized website rather than a production website. Let me ask you, have you ever tried to navigate a production website on a smartphone? It's not a lot of fun trying to navigate a website that's built for a desktop computer on a little small handheld device. As a result, you always want to try to present a small subset of the main points of your website through the use of a mobile website. They're easy to create, not very expensive, and we can help with this too if needed. Now, I promise you, I'm not trying to sell you a mobile website. I want to reiterate, you do not need a mobile website for this solution to work. However, I do want to help you understand the concept of mobile marketing, specifically SMS text marketing. You see, text is the most powerful niche inside of mobile marketing. When people get a message on their cell phones, they open it about 98% of the time. And text is several hundred times more powerful than email or voicemail marketing. Not only is it extremely powerful, it's cheap. In fact, it's dirt cheap. And I submit it will be the cheapest form of advertising you've ever done, and it will have the greatest return on investment than any other form of advertising you're currently doing. So, your interested prospect texts the code to the number we specify. They get access to the instant virtual tour. They get added to the SMS text list, and then listen up, because this is the most important part. Your cell phone, or your sales assistant's phone, or the front desk, or anybody else you want, within 30 seconds, gets an instant notification that looks something like this. And you can customize this message any way you like to say anything you want. We have a limited number of characters we can use here, but in this case, we're saying you have a hot lead, someone with phone number, and it gives you the phone number that was used to opt in and watch the video, is watching a virtual tour right now for property number, MLS number, and it specifies the MLS listing number. Call them. Now, we can send that notification via text, email. We can send a text and an email, or we can have the system actually call a front desk and provide an audio-based message. Now, obviously, the next step is up to you, and you can have a sales resource call back the prospect to further qualify the sale, schedule an appointment, or do whatever you need to do to move the sale along. We know for a fact that the prospect is interested, or else they wouldn't have taken the call to action and watched the video. We also know that they're more likely to engage with us at that moment than in any other moment, as this is when their interest was piqued as they just got through watching the video. They may even potentially be pre-sold depending on how effective the video is, which is a really good point for creating highly effective sales videos, because this can really help pre-sell properties for you. So at this point, I'm hoping that the light bulb in your head is starting to go off and you see the power of being able to interact with home buyers the moment they're interested in your ad. We're seeing crazy conversion ratios, and this solution works for any business and any print ad. It just so happens to work really well with real estate. Now, as I previously stated, the system is extremely affordable, and we have plans that start at $297 for the setup and $99 per month. We can talk more about this, but my name is Robert Ferguson, and I can be reached at 281-5 547-0939. And I would love to talk to you about how we can integrate this system into your real estate business before the next release of your upcoming print advertising. Call me back and let me team with you to help you sell more houses. Robert Ferguson, 281-547-0939. I hope to hear from you soon.